Episode 3, Season 11. This is the Northstars Show. I'm your host, Bruce Krentz. Behind the camera, a guy who set his own personal best, a new record for beers at a Jets game on the weekend.
Oh, wow.
Text him, instant message him to know how many that was. I'm not throwing that out on the show, but it was a pretty impressive number. Yeah, it wasn't bad. He even set a new record for warm-up because they were half-price beers.
Oh, wow.
So, good work. That's Paul Anderson behind the camera. With me, Caden Nichaporik. Last week we called this Caden's Call, but then we were talking maybe niche picks for this little segment. What do you think?
That's pretty good, actually. I can't complain about that one.
We'll try niche picks for this one. I'm not sure if we can come up with another one next week, but we'll see. Who do you think we should put on the show today?
I think that we should definitely do maybe Gage, Gogal, and then I think maybe Greg Wiseman. I think those would be two good picks.
Gage, Gogal, returning player. What question should I ask him? One question.
Oh. I had this earlier, and then I kind of lost it while I was Yeah. It was what's it like growing up in Flin Flon?
I like that. Flin Flon guy, and that gets us some good views too because they see us out in the Flon. And then Gregory Wiseman, what do we ask him?
Maybe how he likes the town so far since he's been here.
His move down from, where's he from?
Oh, he's from Rankin.
Rankin kid. Okay, so we'll ask him about that. We'll ask Gage about Flin Flon. And right away, we're going to talk to Coach Greg Long right here on the Northstars Show. All right, we're here with Coach Long. Coach, let's dive right into it. This past weekend, not a lot of production, and from the box scores, it didn't look so good, but I was talking to Coach Stewart before, and he actually said there were some things that stuck out as pretty good from the weekend. So any of your thoughts?
There were some highs and lows this weekend. Obviously, we played a really strong Bruins team that had a lot of WHL draft picks, a lot of MJ draft picks. They're very heavy. They're a very skilled team, very aggressive. But at the same time, we played some good periods. We had some good minutes, and there's some things we got to work on, basically.
Heading into this coming weekend, what are some of those things that you'd like to see out of these guys to turn things around?
Yeah, just a lot of little basic things, right? Puck protection at certain times. Communication is a key factor. Winning those little battles is huge with a lot of these kids. And then, like you said, with the scoring, basically, we've got to start finding the net a little bit more. So we're going to work on things like that this week here. Try to put in some hard hours and work on some skills, work on some scoring, some good passing plays, and hopefully it develops into something good and positive for the weekend.
Right on. We haven't had a chance to talk to you yet this weekend, so pretty big coaching staff. You've got Justin Valentino out here running some sort of, what do you call it, specialty plays, or is what you work on Tuesday nights. You're a co-coach with Stu, so how are the duties split? Are you on-ice coach, off-ice coach? Are you good cop, bad cop? What's the, have you guys talked about how you're going to split things up?
Well, Stewie's currently running the defense, and I'm running the offensive side of things, but it's great to have guys like Justin out here that's got a lot of hockey experience, and he can translate that well. He's a younger guy. It's great to have guys like that to communicate and take the load off me and Stewie, as well as Les McIver and Eddie Wood and guys like that. It's huge, but we're going to feel things out as the year goes on, and there's a little bit of good cop, bad cop at times, and we're all going to have to play our role and kind of feel things out. But one thing I noticed is this group here. There's a really good young group of kids so far. What I realized, which is huge in hockey.
Nice. And speaking of young group, one of the rookies is one of your sons. You got two sons on here this year, which is probably a North Star first. I don't know if we've ever had a dad and two kids, or a mom and two kids, maybe. You never know. But how does that feel to have the whole family out here, basically?
It's fun. It's fun. I've coached my sons off and on throughout minor hockey. It's nice to be on the bench, but at the same time, it's their time. It's not my time. And I want to give them some space and let them grow as kids. And it's a balancing act. Let's put it that way.
For sure. I'm sure they've impressed you, but I've been asking a couple other people too. Who are some of the other guys that are starting to shine for you so far this year? Rookies or some of the vets?
Yeah, I think there's a mixture there of some good players that we have. Younger players like Isaac Tomchuk is a hardworking young player that doesn't take a shift off. Dalen Monias has got some good hockey IQ, guys like that. There's all around basically, like these kids, they have some work to do, but what I like to see with all of them though is just the hard effort that they put in each and every night, and they know it's a tough league here, and at least they come to play every night.
Last one, when do we see you in a blue NNS coaching outfit?
I don't know. I don't know if this team's on a budget here or whatever. Like, they just kind of threw me the red jersey and stuff there. So, I think the best thing with the red is, though, you don't get hit with too many pucks out on the ice there or get run over. So maybe I might stick with the red a little bit longer.
You might want to. It looks a little out of place, but you're right. Some of these kids can rip the pucks, so maybe you're better off.
Yes, absolutely.
Right on. Thanks, Coach. Good luck on the weekend.
Thank you.
My name is Preston Khalidjuk. My number is 1. I play goalie. My hometown is Rankin Inlet. I went to Ustek School. My favorite food is chicken Alfredo.
Meet a rookie segment on the North Star Show. Gregory Wiseman, first time on the show, first time as a North Star. Where are you from?
I'm from Rankin Inlet, Nunavut.
And have you lived there all your life? You grew up there? This is your first time away, kind of?
No, I lived in Wilcox, Saskatchewan last year.
And what took you there? Hockey, or your family moved down? Hockey?
Yeah, I played hockey there.
And what was the team? Who did you play for? What did that look like? What was the year like?
Notre Dame Hounds, and we did not bad last year, I guess.
What was the highlight of the year there? Did you guys make playoffs?
Yeah, we made playoffs, but we got out first round.
And do you have any other kind of like career highlights, like from playing? What are some of the memorable things that have happened to you so far in your career, if you want to call it that?
Nothing really, I guess. Just, I don't know.
Chugging along. Did you go to the Nunavut games, Nunavut finals, something like that?
Yeah, I went to Arctic Winter Games before. Made the Team Nunavut team.
And where'd you go, or couldn't go because of COVID?
Yeah, couldn't go because of COVID.
I went and watched the Arctic Games one time. I used to live in Joe Haven, so way up north.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a fun couple of years. It was pretty interesting, I gotta say. Hey, you got a goal on the weekend. The team didn't get many, but you got one. Yeah. You want to tell us what happened? How'd that go?
So basically, we were on the power play, and then Prime tried shooting the puck. It deflected off the defense, and I got it. Shot for an open net and scored.
So we won't say a bit of a lucky one, but maybe not exactly a picture-perfect 2-on-1.
Yeah.
Hey, take them however you can get them. They don't ask how, they ask
how many.
Who are some of the guys that you're playing with this year, or who are some of the guys that you're enjoying playing with so far?
Everyone, honestly. I enjoy playing with everyone. Everyone's good here.
Right on. That kind of leads me to the niche picks question. So we got him to ask what we should ask you, and he just said, what's the biggest change or what's the biggest difference moving to Thompson?
Oh, the schooling and meeting a lot of new people is probably the biggest change.
And a good change or a bad change?
Pretty good change, I'd say.
And you haven't had a chance to experience it yet, but lots of the guys that come here, especially from Flin Flon and the Pas, say the weather, that it's really cold here. You think it's going to feel cold?
No.
I know from living in the Arctic, it won't. It feels way better. What do you got back home? Your family's back home. You got any brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I have an older brother.
Shout him out. Who is it?
Simon Wiseman.
Simon Wiseman. Like the show. Tell him to share it with his friends.
Yeah, share it with your friends.
Sure. And you got any pets?
I have a dog.
And your dog's name?
Rocky.
Rocky. Fantastic. Last one. Who's your billet family?
Desiree.
And so far, so good?
Yeah, good.
Dynamite. Hey, we're looking forward to big things from you and the team this weekend. We got to turn this around. Score some goals?
Yeah.
Score some goals. Gregory Wiseman all the way down from Nunavut, right here on the North Star Show. Gage Gogal, returning player here on the North Star Show, and clearly a veteran of the interviews, asked to take a minute to go get your hat.
Yeah, always need the hat. No good hair when you're in the middle of practice.
It's tough, although when we had Paxton on, I'm starting to like his hair. He's working on it.
Yeah, he's got the middle part going.
Kind of like a little bit bigger flow. Yankees hat, you watch a lot, or you just like the hat?
Yeah, I watch a lot with my dad. It's my dad's favorite team. Go Judge.
Go Judge. Hit 62 just now, and things are going pretty. That guy's a monster.
Yeah, a lot of injuries though. Hopefully we can pull it together.
Hopefully he can keep her going. Hey, returning player this year, what feels different for you this year over last year?
Well, I definitely got a lot more confidence. You know what to expect with the experience, and you have to set the example, but you can tell we're a younger group this year, and I think it's also a good thing though, and hopefully a lot of guys come back to next year and we can build off of it even more.
Keep going. Yeah, you got one more. What do you feel your role is a little bit this year on the team?
Well, I'm just trying to play shutdown defense. Keep it simple. You know, I always say defense first. That's how your offense is going to come. So I'm trying to live by that and just make the simple plays in their own zone.
It sounds easy. Sometimes it's not quite that easy.
Yeah, the team against Bruins, it's not so easy, but you know, like we had that first period on Saturday, and I think we did the simple things in our own zone, and that's why we kept it a 1-0 game after the first and kept it simple.
Yeah, you know, I was talking to Coach Stu just before we got on here, and I said, holy man, tough weekend, like bad one. And he said, you know what, it wasn't. He said that game, he said we played great for the first half, it kind of got away, got that major, and then it just kind of slipped away. But he said you guys didn't stop working right to the end. Is that how you felt too?
Yeah, you know, I think it probably surprised a lot of the rookies that how fast this game can be and how good some of these Winnipeg teams can be. But I think the effort was there. Didn't give up. Tried to keep positive, and I think it's something you got to take into the next weekend, knowing that you played one of the stronger teams and you know what to do and know what to expect now.
Get them next time. Speaking of the rookies, who are some of the guys that have impressed you so far?
Well, Wiseman, of course. He's been a goal scorer for us so far, and he's going to be huge. And I love Tommy's energy out there. He's a smaller guy, and I live with him, but he has heart, and he's always willing to throw his body into anybody, and I love it.
I like those ones, yeah. Wiseman, what a smile. Some of the new guys, the energy must be great in the room. We had Fled on the other day. I mean, that guy, you can't wipe the smile off his face, and Wiseman was dynamite. So good energy in the room this year?
Yeah, like I said, we're young, we're loud. Keep it as a positive and show a lot of heart out there, and we're ready to put our body on the line, and I love it.
You mentioned you and your roomie. Shout out your billet house and where you're staying this year.
Yeah, I'm staying at the Thompsons, Darren and Dana Thompson. Nice house.
Top shelf. Fun fact, Darren's older brother, Derek Deek, was one of my best buds growing up. Lived with him for a couple years in uni.
Oh, really?
Have family, friends for a long time. You'll have lots of fun there. It's a good place to stay.
Yeah, it's a great house.
Total opposite schedule as Darren. Do you ever see him, or is he in bed as soon as you get back from practice?
Well, recently he's in bed when we get home from practice, but I have the afternoon off from school, so I see him when he gets home and at supper, but yeah, he's usually taking a nap when he gets home.
Get a chance to hang out with him a little bit anyway, so I love it. Niche Picks, he chose you for today, said we should talk to you, and he threw a question to you. What was it like growing up in Flin Flon? What are some of the things you think about when you look back?
I think you probably get this one from basically anyone from Flin Flon. You just remember the lake. Fishing, skidooing, quadding, dirt biking. We do it all there, and I think that's brings us all together as friends, and we enjoy it a lot.
I got a chance to go there a couple times this summer, and I was just there a couple weeks ago on a little bit of a trip, and man, in fall it's just absolutely stunning, the lakes, and like you say, there's people all around. It's a pretty gorgeous place. Lots of opportunities for fishing. What's your favorite lake?
Well, I grew up on camping at Beaver, so I'd have to go with Beaver, but I moved to Athapath now, so gotta learn the lake.
Yeah, and you gotta be careful with your old friends. They won't be happy when you're an Athapath guy.
Yeah.
Let's leave it at this. We didn't do great this past weekend. What do you think the team's got to do to do a little bit better this weekend?
Keep the effort up. I think the effort was there. We just got to put some things together. We're, like I said, young and still trying to figure things out as a team, and I think passes got to start being made more crisp, and I think once we start doing that, it's going to be a lot better and come together.
It's not an NNS hat, but go Northstars, go. Gage Gogal, returning player. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Putting a wrap on episode 3 of season 11 of the Northstars show. So a couple episodes ago, Trenton Flett was on with me. Fletsky, does anyone call you that?
No.
No, like Gretzky, but Fletsky? No. Okay, I'm starting it. Fletsky's on with me now. My mom really wanted you to be back on the show, so here we got you. Unfortunately, we've had to press you into service to help out with the show because you can't be practicing right now. Got a bad wing here. What's going on? What happened?
I got a hit from behind. Awkward hit.
That was a couple weeks ago, and you fell into the boards. And what's the injury? What's going on?
My collarbone. I'm out for 2 more weeks or 3. Yeah.
So we're getting close-ish. Are you getting pretty anxious to be back on the ice?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you weren't playing. You were watching last weekend. Oh, wait a second. Who's coming here this weekend?
Brandon.
Brandon Wheat Kings. You watched the games the last weekend. You had a bird's eye view. What do we got to do to score some goals on Brandon?
We gotta play strong and quick and hard passes. And yeah.
And we need some more goals out of a couple guys we had on the show. So Gregory Wiseman was on. That guy knows how to put the puck in the net.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he'll be good. I bet you're anxious to get back out with him.
Yep.
For sure. Gage Gogal locking it down for us. And Niche Picks, he got one on the weekend too, which was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a nice goal. He scored a nice one this weekend.
Tell us about it. How did he score?
All right. He was skating up, then he had a breakaway pass from Tomchuk, I think. And he sniped it low blocker side.
We'd get you to demonstrate, but you got a bad arm, so we won't do that. I meant to ask him about his goal, and I forgot, so I'm glad that you got a chance to give him some props. Thanks to everybody that was on the show. You know what? We're going to do it all again next weekend. Come on down to the rink this weekend and see the Northstars and the Brandon Wheat Kings.